you know. Someone said that there was, but then there wasn't. I was like, no, everyone's coming here and they're all in their swimsuits. Why would that be? And like, why would they get in there if it's really cold? So we walked around and then he started smelling sulfur, and I was like, yeah, that's it.
Nice.
And
Sweet.
some of the like pools that they have like hot water and cold water. Like
Yeah, mixing
it'll
in.
be warm and then all of a sudden you like get hit with the like wave of cold water.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
it is so much fun.
it was like kind of like this little corner tucked in. It wasn't directly in front of the waterfall, but it was just like off to the side, and like there was a dude that was always sitting there. I was like, oh, they got the sweet spot.
When my friend went up there once, and there were some people just like hanging out without any clothes on, like
That would
enjoying
be-
the nature, all natural. She's like, oh, okay, let's stay in this pool way over here.
Yeah. When we got there, I was with my sister-in-law. So like my husband's sister and her family, and
Right.
they saw that we had little kids, and so we kind of like made eye contact with them, and then they saw that we had kids, and then they went and put some clothes on, so they were pretty like respectful of that, which was nice.
That's
Well,
cool.
That's great. I mean, like, I mean that's great because like there was like a lot of families that were going around, and they also brought their kids too, so that was pretty nice.
That's sweet.
Yeah. I was taking pictures of around this place, and then like there was this group of people that were up high on like a rock that like further up from like the trail, and I didn't realize that they were actually changing there. So I was like going around kind of like a panorama kind of thing, and then one of them like I was like, oh shit! The only one that
So
ended up
funny.
taking pictures around up there.
That's so funny.
There was another person with an actual DSLR, and he like went around taking pictures, and I'm just talking about them too.
I went out on when I went, it was a couple years ago, but I went on a really hot day. And so we just like stood in the sun and our bathing suits dried pretty fast. We're like, sweet. And we just threw clothes on top and hiked back down. It was fun. Dang. All right. So this week is super easy, I feel like. We need to sketch the layers / the structures in the rock. That was exactly kind of what was in the not the prepare, the coaching activity thing. The coaching activity for the reading. Like, and then find the type of deformation as brittle or ductile and defend your answer. Decide if it is compression, tensional, or transitional stress and why. And make other observations. Okay. I'm gonna run and grab my notes real quick because I don't want to pull up the textbook online.
I'm pulling up the textbook.
Yes, that's what I'm doing.
We're like basically halfway through the semester.
Yeah, and I need to like step on my game. Like this class is by far the worst class that I've had in terms of grades because it was online and I was like trying to figure out how to use the Canvas thing, and then on top of that, it was just like a lot of stuff that I don't know. So.
Okay. Let's see if my notes help. This discussion also helps though, like what we're doing right now, because it'll help for the exam.
Yes. The exam.
don't forget about that.
Yeah.
2 on Saturday.
Speaking of
Um,
forgetting things, my teacher in my like senior practicum approached me today. And he's like, Emily, did you get my email? He's like, I sent it today, and I was like, no, I didn't. I didn't see it. He's like, you haven't turned in any reflections for this like semester at all. And I was like, reflections?
oh no.
Like, yeah. You can turn them in. They'll just have a late penalty. And I was like, I'll get on that.
Shoot. Dang.
Anyway.
That's funny, but also sucks.
Yeah. I'm like, okay. He's like, if you get them turned in, they won't hurt your grade that bad. But like right now they are. And I like haven't checked my grades all semester. I'm like totally oblivious.
Just like get me through it. That's
Yeah.
funny. Oh.
Anyway, okay.
Okay, which do one of you guys want to draw it, or I can't? I don't care.
I could draw it, or I just have to know that thing first.
You're good. Go for it.
Yeah, I think I already downloaded that. Oh yeah, it's right here. I'll just put it on a Google Doc so that if you guys want to add something I missed, then you can do that. Like easy. So, pull it up. Oh, this computer's slow.
I like see a lot of things I recognize from the readings and stuff.
Yeah, there's a bit of things that are new, but then there's also a few things that are like that you've heard before in like old classes and whatnot, like back in like elementary school or in high school and stuff like that. So I think that's great. Okay, I'm gonna try to give you guys a link so that you guys can get on with me too.
I don't know if I wrote it down. Sorry, these things. Brittle or ductile? So, just as you're like sketching this out, Elisha, and stuff, I feel like it is ductile because you can see like waves in it, and I feel like if it was brittle, you'd see more like faults in it or something.
Yeah, like straight lines that are like have hit each other.
Yeah. But it's like super wavy.
And isn't the waves like a sign of like compression?
Yeah.
Yeah, because like when things get kind of hot, they become a little bit more malleable, and then that makes it easier to compress or actually like fold or something like that. So,
Yeah.
Sketch the layers or structures in the rock.
you guys, okay.
Hmm?
Never mind. I'll just try sketching.
Okay.
Hopefully it works.
You're totally good. Do it. Just do your best.
Okay.
I'm not gonna judge
When
you.
he says sketch the layers, does he just mean like draw the lines?
And
I think so.
Or like, do we want a separate one? That's what I'm wondering.
Oh, I think separate.
Okay.
I think you mean separate. So even if you wanted to just like draw it on a piece of paper and take a picture of it, and I can just
Okay, I guess I
If
could do
you
that.
you could just email it to me and I can paste it on this document.
All
Whatever works best for you. Or text it to me and I can email it to myself. Either way.
right. Okay.
It is just so weird that rock can bend like this.
For real.
Like, what? It doesn't. It's just crazy to think about rock bending, you know?
Well, imagine like the insane amounts of heat. Okay, for my annotated bibliography, I'm doing tectonophysics, right? But I was reading this article that I annotated, and it's they took oh shoot. They took Gabbro. They took Gabbro and they're performing experiments on it to see if they could cause partial melting without any water, but just like dry heat. And they did. They like blasted it at 1,050 degrees Celsius, but he did it. And I was like, that's so much heat. That makes sense.
What?
But like the rock started melting at those temperatures. I was like, dang.
Yeah. That's intense.
Uh-huh.
I love how scientists are like, let's see if we can melt this. And they just like
Sounds like a good idea.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like, once you get, like, over the hard stuff, and it just becomes, like, a huge playground for you to play around with stuff.
For real. I'm just like, really, when I learn about geology, I'm like stoked to be exalted and create my own worlds and stuff. And I'm just gonna play around with mountains. For real. Like, I'm just gonna heat up some rocks.
I was talking with my friend one time, and I was like, oh, you know, probably after this class and reading all the annotated bibliographies of everyone else, I'm gonna be like so picky when it comes to like where I'm gonna live and buy my first house. And be like,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, like literally, I was
Uh-huh.
like already like California's out of question. I'm not gonna go to California.
Yeah. Dude, take natural disasters and that too. You'll just be like, okay, never gonna live here, 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 or here in my life.
Yeah.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah. Natural disasters did that to me. I was like, okay, Japan is completely off the table, never living there.
I totally want to visit, but yeah, I don't think I could live there.
Yeah. There's just so much that goes on there. I'm like, I can't.
Mhm. I was totally against living in Iceland, but then I was reading articles and learning about what they do when like the volcano erupts, and they like totally got it. 0 deaths like every time. They know. They have like really amazing equipment because they're such a unique country that scientists from all over the world are like keeping an eye on the volcano and everything. And then technology is just awesome today. And they just like, they have amazing plans because they know it's going to erupt. So they just have
Well,
the best evacuation plans and everything.
it's like Japan, but the thing is that in Iceland, the population is very, very low.
Yeah.
That's the thing. So it's like relatively easier to manage everything. And then people there are highly educated. It's not just like in certain areas where like say third world countries where you actually have to be able to afford to actually pay for it. There's like some sort of system in place there so that everyone actually does get a good education so that it's not like
Yeah. They're amazing.
it's quite stable. So.
Yeah, Japan is just so highly populated that it's like if a natural disaster happens, somebody will, if they don't die, they'll get maimed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So on the picture that we're sketching, it says to put.
This is all I got.
I like it.
It looks good. I can't really see it, but I'm seeing wavy lines and I'm liking it.
Like, I don't know, it just said sketch, so I was like, okay, I guess I'm gonna do a carbon copy of the picture.
I like it.
Okay.
So we don't have to like label anything?
It didn't say label, so
It doesn't. Yeah. Huh. It just says like sketch a picture. I think that sketching the picture though will really help us.
It
Figure
like makes you look more
out-
at the details.
Yeah. Of like what's happening versus like, look at these beautiful colors and scenery.
Look how pointy it is.
Yeah. Hey, so what was some of our reasoning? Oh, if the deformation was brittle, we would be able to see more breaks.
Yeah. Yeah.
if it was brittle, there'd be a lot more kind of like rocks around the gosh, I forgot what it was called, but then like the collecting part on like the mountains, you know? The drainage basin? No, not drainage basin, like the valley kind of thing where it drains into
I
a
know what you're talking about, yeah.
so like I would feel if it was like something very brittle and there was like a lot more landslide, because like if you see from like the very top area of the mountain, there's not much vegetation to keep things in place. So then everything would just crumble and then just like start piling up down in those areas instead. It's not necessarily landslide, but then that's just like what would happen.
Mm-hmm. And I feel like there could be more landslides if it's super brittle. It would mean
That's
it would
true.
weather
That's
more
true.
easily too.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
We could say into the mountains drainage points.
Yeah.
Does it have a name?
I can't remember what they're called.
It was in the textbook, right?
I don't think so. I haven't come across it yet.
Drainage system?
Yeah, we could call it drainage system.
Like, but that's like the whole complete thing as like rivers and stuff like that. But there's this one section that I forgot what it's called.
Like this thing right here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Drainage pattern?
Drainage path?
I don't know. Can y'all hear that?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah. That's okay.
Poor thing. It's our upstairs neighbor's baby.
Oh, that's a fault though, isn't it? Isn't that line a fault? Is it? I don't know. Is it?
Kind of hard to tell this one. Wait.
We could say folds.
Fold, but not fault just yet. It's too heavy.
I think it's a fold.
It looks more of a fold than a fault, because if it was a fault, there would be like cracks all over, and if this was still brittle, everything would be like. There would be a slight displacement as well, where the lines won't actually really meet.
Yeah,
really
the
well.
lines wouldn't still be like lined up. There would be like some sort of shift.
Yeah.
How does that sound? Let's see.
I like it.
Okay. Anything else we should add?
No, I think that's a pretty good defense.
Okay.
Decide if it is compression tensional or trim.
translational stress, and y compressional wavy folds.
Wavy folds. We could say the process of compression is it what are my words? It's like, well, yeah, it folds it. It has two like exact same. Does that make, you know what I'm saying? I can't put it in words.
I think that when things fold, there might not be equal kind of pressure. So like one side would be weaker than the other.
That's
maybe.
true. But it's always going in opposite ways though, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like equal. But
Compressional, but then if it's tensional, then it would be like going the other way.
yeah.
And then if it's translational, it's like rubbing against each other.
Mm-hmm.
But I think here is just really just like compression. I can't really tell if it's like, I could say that from the left side it's actually like a lot stronger on the right side maybe. So it kind of like overshot. That's why you actually have that dip in the middle there.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's actually a really good observation. Because the left side still seems to be like horizontal with how it would have like layered,
Yeah.
but then the right side's all like
Ooh.
distorted.
That's something we can add to the third point. Make observations of features of the fold that may or may not have been discussed in the text.
Ah.
Compressional force was stronger on the left side of the mountain.
Mm-hmm.
We can observe this by the by seeing the left side seem to almost topple over the right side of the mountain.
Yeah, it was pretty solid.
Oh, dang it. There we go. Towards each other. Oh! What's that thing called? Creating a syncline. The syncline thing, the parallel sides, and then they dip. The dip is there because they're pushing towards each other. Because if it was an anticline, we would see something else. These are my notes.
I'm impressed. I like your drawings.
Thank you. I copied them from the textbook.
I'm a really bad note taker because I don't ever look at notes. Like, I don't know.
I do when it comes to earth science. Anything else, like if it's a language arts class or anything, I'm like, forget this. I feel like I do pretty well at just remembering that.
Well, the thing is that there's a lot of details in like geology that you have to get right. So you have
Like-
to make notes.
specific words and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
Just science in general.
Anything in science in general, you have to take good notes, or else you're gonna like get something really wrong.
Okay. First bars have folded the mountainsides towards each other, creating a syncline. The only force that can do so. Any other observations? Oh, you can tell by the different colors that the region underwent different climate changes
Yeah.
over
I
time.
wanted to say something about the colors.
Mhm.
There's a bit of oxidization. If that's not any other thing else, but it's hard to tell at this point. It's all grainy, the pictures. Like, it's a mix of a lot of different rocks. Maybe.
Yeah, I mean, I do see some red in it.
Yeah, but I can't tell if it's like the oxidized red or like if it's like some other mineral kind of red kind of in the rock.
I feel like it looks like something else.
Okay. Well, we do know that it is in a wetter climate because the stone is more blue.
And there's a lot of vegetation.
And there, well, yeah,
A lot of
also
trees.
that. Yeah. But the rock. Bluish hue. And the Any other thoughts?
I don't see anything else that really stands out.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Yeah, I'm pretty good too.
Okay. Sweet. I think that looks pretty good. So
Yeah.
right now, we can just copy and paste your picture in, Elisha. Okay.
I will finish.
Cool. Okay. Yeah, whenever you finish it, just send it to me.
Okay, sounds good.
Great.
Cool.
Have a lovely weekend, you guys. I
Yeah.
hope that you get lots of rest and are able to relax.
Thanks.
I'm gonna go see Godzilla.
Oh, nice.
I'm
Have
so
fun.
stoked.
Yeah.
I'm so stoked. It's gonna be great.
Treat yourself and take some candy in.
Okay, so
Pretend that you're pregnant. Stuff a watermelon under your shirt.
Okay, my brother and I are so good at sneaking snacks in. We've been to a movie every week lately. We went to Detective Pikachu,
Hmm?
and
How
we
was
snuck
that?
in. I snuck in. I loved it. It was so good. I mean, like, my brother and I watched Pokemon a lot when we were little, and my brother like still loves Pokemon even though he's 18. So we both, but it was like really funny. It had a really good twist to it. I really loved it. Ryan Reynolds is just hilarious, and the way they made Pikachu just made me want to like cuddle him. He looked so soft.
I know when I see the commercials, I'm like, oh, I just want to like hold you.
Yeah.
And when they're like, when in the trailer, when he's like, this is all they hear, and then they like flash, and then she's like, oh, you're so cute. And he's like, Pika, Pika, Pika.
It's so cute.
I'm
Yeah,
like,
Ryan Reynolds is really good. But I snuck in. We went to the dollar store before, and they had these like 4 foot long, or 3 foot long. They were 3 feet long, Twizzlers. And I just like, I was wearing like a longer jacket that went like halfway down my thigh, so I just like slipped them in the side of my jacket and like walked in. It was so great. But we just ate those like the whole movie. Not okay. You can actually only eat like 3 of those, and you're done. And then in Canada, we have a fast foodish kind of restaurant called Tim Hortons, and it's just like donuts and coffee basically. But they have Timbits, which are like donut holes, except they make them separately. They don't like cut them out of the middle of donuts. And so I just got like a big box of them and dumped them into a Ziploc bag, and we just took donuts into the movie. It was
that's the way
great.
to do it.
So I'll update you guys next week to figure out what we brought this time. That'd be great.
Cool.
Well, I'll see you guys later.
Yeah.
It's a pleasure.
Have a great weekend.
Me too.
Yeah, have a good weekend.
What?
Bye.
Bye.